as it is 3 mini projects in one video. So first, we will measure the value of temperature using temperature sensor TMP36 and Arduino Uno. We will be able to see output using serial monitor. Second, for LEDs are used to indicate the 4 different levels of temperature. Third, an OLED display is used to show the temperature in degrees Celsius and degree Fahrenheit. I can hold this temperature sensor. Due to the heat of my fingertips, its temperature will change. That can be seen on the OLED display, and also LEDs will change its color accordingly from green to red. Code for this circuit is very easy and understandable. I will explain circuit diagram, working of this project, and also the code. To give you a good understanding of this project, I will add a link of this code in description. You can make changes in this code for future learning and use it for your own projects. So first of all, let's discuss its circuit diagram. Our Arduino Uno is connected to the PC. It is getting power and code from the PC directly. I am giving 3.3 volts and ground to the breadboard from Arduino. Temperature sensor have 3 terminals. When flat side facing towards us, then left one is voltage supply, middle one is Vout, and the right one is ground. Can operate between 2.5 to 5.5 volts. It is getting 3.3 volts from breadboard, and Vout is connected to the A0 of the Arduino to provide analog values to the Arduino. 0.96-inch OLED display using I2C protocol to communicate with Arduino. It has 4 pins. Its power and ground pins are connected to the breadboard. Serial data line SDL and serial clock line SCL are connected to the SDL and SCL pins of Arduino Uno, respectively. Anode terminal of LEDs from green to red LEDs are connected to the 2, 3, 4, and 5th number digital pins of Arduino by using 680 or 1 kilo ohms resistor on each pin. Cathode terminals are connected to ground on breadboard. Now, let's understand how this project is working. This project works perfectly without OLED display and LEDs, and you can get output on Arduino IDE serial monitor. I have added these to give you a clear picture of different levels of temperature and also to give you an understanding how you can use LEDs and OLED display in different projects. So about its working, temperature sensor senses temperature of its surroundings and gives analog value to the Arduino at A0 pin. Now you can see when I touch this temperature sensor, its temperature is increasing. First of all, green LED will turn on, and then yellow and finally red will turn on, and remaining LEDs will turn off. At a time, one LED will turn on to get clear picture of different levels of temperatures. The analog value from the sensor will be between 0 to 1023 numbers. With the help of an equation, we will convert these values to millivolts. In this project, our LEDs are working on different thresholds of millivolts given from Arduino. It means when temperature will increase, then millivolts will increase, then green LED will turn off and red will turn on. At the same time, increase in temperature will be shown on OLED display. So at the same time, when sensor will cool down, then again red will turn off and green LED will turn on. We are converting millivolts to degrees Celsius and degree Fahrenheit to show temperature on OLED display. Now I will explain the code. First of all, you need to download libraries, Adafruit GFX and Adafruit SSD 1306 for OLED display. 128 and 64 is the width and height of OLED display. It does not have reset button, so it is using for number. Here we are introducing variables for LEDs at pins 2, 3, 4, 5, and also for sensor reading pin as A0. In void setup, we are setting up mode of pins. Set LED pins as output and sensor pin as input because this pin is getting value from sensor. Then initialize serial communication by using serial.begin. Next 2 lines just used for OLED display. Interesting thing starts here. By using analog reference command, Arduino will use 1.1 volts as reference, otherwise it uses 5 volt as default. A0 read values from temperature sensor and stores in sensor value. These values will be from 0 to 1023. By using next equation, we will scale sensor values to volts and we multiply it with 1000 to convert it in millivolts. Serial print is just used to view the output of MV on serial monitor in Arduino IDE. Millivolt is converted to degree Celsius and degree Fahrenheit using next 2 equations. We used 500 here by getting readings from graph of TMP36 datasheet. Again, serial print is used to view temperature values on serial monitor. Now next part of coding is dedicated to LEDs and then OLED display. Here you will see that I am not converting millivolts to degrees to feed values to LEDs. I am feeding values to LEDs with different ranges of millivolts. After measuring temperature values multiple times, I came up with these different ranges of millivolts to distribute temperature in 4 different levels. You can use these ranges or also change these numbers according to your observation. You can also use degree Celsius and degree Fahrenheit values to get more precise blinking of LEDs. The remaining code is just to get display output of temperatures on old display. I will make a separate video to explain the code about how to write on OLED display. Otherwise, it will be much more information for the viewer in one video. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to write to me in the comments about feedback on this project. Subscribe this channel to get an understanding of electronics and robotics. Stay tuned for next very informative videos on different electronic projects.